Hello and welcome to another Tech Unplugged take part 2 for Tech Field Day 22. I'm here with my good friend and colleague Max Mortellaro. Good morning, Max.
Hey.
And we'll be talking about Quantum Corp in this session. Quantum Corp presented yesterday during the Tech Field Day 22 event. And for me, it was kind of like, okay, what am I listening to? I did some research before because I wanted to write a blog post on it, and I saw some interesting stuff over there that I was like, okay, that could be interesting. So DDP and DDR for protecting and restoring and all that and repairing your environment from an object storage side of things, which was really interesting to me. But then the presentation began and I was like, okay, what? What am I hearing right now? And what's the point of presenting something where everybody kind of looked like, okay, what are we hearing right now? What was your take on this Quantum Corp presentation, Max? Because clearly I didn't get that much out of it.
Well, these are not our first presentations in Tech Field Day. You and I, we've been to a bunch of them, and sometimes you reach a point in the presentation where you're like trying to see. You need to kind of help the vendor see where it's going, right? Because you're there, you want to understand. And it came to that point where I was wondering, okay, fine, we're getting a primer on the duplicate, erasure coding and other technologies. But to me, I just wanted to orient it to understand a bit better. And I think if it was me or Naomi, I don't say it well probably, but she was really helpful in getting that. So what I understood from what they were presenting was that they've built a line of storage appliances, which are based on an ActiveScale technology. And this technology has two layers. One layer which handles the access, the metadata itself, and another layer which handles the storage nodes or where the data is actually stored. And what is interesting is that Quantum has been historically working a lot with the media, the video industry. So customers which need to store huge amounts of data, which are sequential writes, because you're streaming your video to the array, sequential reads because you're reading again. So it has a very specific, let's say, write and read, profile, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they deemed that their technology used with HDDs will be sufficient. So now, I mean, we're in 2020. Flash is pretty much ubiquitous. So why did they want to go with HDDs? And my thought there was maybe from a cost aspect. So to elaborate a bit on that, I took some notes on that, and my understanding is that their system is different than other HDD-based arrays because it's not using RAID, but it's using erasure coding, first of all. And the second thing they're doing is that they're preparing the data, they're building it in chunks. I don't know what is their replication factor there and so on. I think it's probably across many drives. But what they claim is that using 3 nodes, they're able to achieve enough, reliability and performance. A 3-node failure domain is sufficient for them. I don't know how much drives on that, but that's what they claim. So what it means is that when there is a data loss, when they lose a drive, they are not forced to rebuild the drive like you would have in different storage arrays. What they will identify on the metadata is what chunks of data were affected, which were placed on this drive. They will read those chunks, those blocks of data from the surviving drives, and they will find a new empty drive, at least one which is not part of those where the data already exists, and they will write the data there. So it allows for much faster rebuilds, much faster recovery, and because the array is not rebuilding itself, there's not this massive amount of data that is going on to rebuild, then it is having a very low impact on the performance. So to me, if I was to sum it in one way, in layman's work, it means that It is highly cost effective because it's using HDDs. It's highly durable because of this eraser coding method, and it allows for very fast recovery. I mean, we're talking about drives, of course, right? We're not talking about Optane. So there is still some kind of latency happening down there, but it is not impacted as massively as a RAID array. That is all I have recorded. I have to say that I've asked for some additional information to them. Apparently, they're going to provide us more information. It's a pity because it was a presentation which had probably a lot of potential if it was articulated a bit better. So with that, that's all I had to say about war in Vietnam, like Forrest Gump says.
Yeah, that's it. I totally agree with you on what you said. There was at least information that was usable for us, in which we could take, okay, this is the offering that they have. But what I still missed, yeah, they said they were in the media and entertainment market, but who are your customers and why are they buying from you? I missed that. That's what I really missed in the whole presentation. It's great to get an update on object storage, on erasure coding, but in the end, you want to know, okay, is this something that I could utilize for my customer? Is this something that we're going to see in the mainstream market? Or is this something for a niche market, which is totally fine by itself? But those things I missed during the presentation. We later had a discussion with the people from Quantum Corp, and they explained better and more, and they'll do a better job during the next field days, they told us as well. So I'm really looking forward to that, because I really think there's more information and more to come out of it. But the presentation from yesterday was, for me, not that good in that sense. And I really enjoy that people like you write up stuff that makes it worth listening to you, and knowing, okay, this is what I can take out of those presentations.
Yeah, it was really a pity. I mean, because it's not just about, field day is not just about us, the delegates or the analysts or whatever, people who know this industry and who are kind of a bit more fluent with that. But the fact that it's streamed, that it's touching a very large public of IT professional kind of requires maybe a bit more kind of open-mindedness towards the audience you're addressing to. But anyways, that kind of, it was a bit sad for me, because Quantum is a company which I think to most people of our generation has a special place, because they were making hard drives when they merged with Maxstar. If you haven't owned a Fireball or Bigfoot back in the 90s or in the beginning of the 2000s, then you probably were not building computers, right? So
True that.
So remember my flat 525.
So yeah, let's just close with that, because that's the most remarkable thing to say. No, but really, Quantum has a lot to bring to the table. And I really think there will be much more coming out of them in the next couple of months to a year. So really looking forward to hearing from that. Thank you for your insights, and see you on part 3, which will be probably tomorrow.
Exactly. See you later, Ariane. Ciao.
See you. Thank you.